everyone. This is going to be video number 5. I wanted to go ahead and get one more in today. We're supposed to have bad weather tomorrow. And so just in case it does get bad and I don't want to be on any electronics during the day or something, I wanted to go ahead and knock one more out. Um, some of you are really responding to me that you're enjoying these. I hope you really are. I hope you're not just telling me that. I am enjoying doing it. It is keeping me occupied and keeping me busy. This one's going to be a short one. I'm actually going to do 2. If I can get both of them in tonight, I will. This one's going to be on the royal families of Europe during World War I, and then I will do one specifically for the Romanovs, again, like I said on the other one. And then I hope to go ahead and knock out a couple of fun ones tomorrow and maybe Friday. I have a friend of mine, Rachel, who I've known her children, Cole and Evan, for many, many years. And Evan has requested something special. And so I'm hoping to be able to get that for him, but it is going to take a little bit of research on my part, which is fine. I like to do that. Just a little bit about myself. If you are watching this, if one of my Facebook friends have shared this video and you don't know anything about me, I am a world history teacher for 9th grade in Florence, Alabama. I am with the Florence City School Systems. I have one son who is a junior. He'll be a senior next year, of course. And I have a stepdaughter. And then with our stepdaughter, we have a grandson who just turned 1. And then I have a big hairy dog. I don't know if you can see him or not. That is Cooper. He is always by my side wherever I am. And so he's laying there listening to Mama talk to the computer. I love all things Harry Potter. I don't know if you can see my t-shirt. I'm a huge Supernatural fan. In my room, when the students come in, they see 2 things. They see Supernatural and Harry Potter. And then they start digging a little deeper, and then they see my Queen Elizabeth II Funko Pop dolls and my Duchess of Catherine Funko Pop dolls and all things Britain and just all kinds of little fun things. So I have a little bit of an eclectic taste, but that's okay. All right, so what we're going to talk about today real quick is the British royal family. And the reason why we're going to talk about them, well, not just the British royal family, but the royal family in Europe, all of Europe, is because in World War I, this is why things are so tense, is because they're all related. And they're all related through Queen Victoria. And as a matter of fact, even today, they say that very few royals in Europe cannot trace their lineage back to Queen Victoria. So this is why she was born in, I'm not going to go through all of this, but she was born in London in 1819. And her father will die shortly after her birth, and she becomes heir to the throne because the 3 uncles ahead of her either died and had no illegitimate children. And so she was the only one left. So she will become Queen of England age 18. If you haven't watched the series Victoria on PBS, it is good. I will admit I did quit watching it in the second season. And it wasn't because it wasn't good. It was just because I got busy and just did not have a chance to get back to it. But now that we're in quarantine, I guess I will. She will marry her first cousin, Albert. Now, marrying cousins was not a big deal back then. They did not know that you did not marry cousins. And you married a cousin because that way you knew the royal bloodline. You knew who the person was. And unfortunately, that's going to cause a lot of diseases for a lot of the royals in the next few years. One of the biggest diseases is hemophilia. But going back to this, they had 9 children, all of whom she married into European royal families. And this is her husband, Albert. He was related to Victoria through her German side. And this are her children. And I didn't go through all 9 children. I went through the ones who are going to be important for World War I. All right, so she marries the first daughter, firstborn Princess Victoria, marries the Crown Prince of Prussia, Frederick III. And so their marriage will unite the British and German royal families and further connected leaders to one another. Now, she dies well before World War One starts. In fact, she dies, I think, the same year her mother does. But her son, of course, becomes the leader of what will eventually be Germany, and it'll go forth from there. Now, their son, William the Second, or Wilhelm the Second, his arm is damaged during birth, and you will see him in portraits, and he's always got something in his hand, like a glove or a riding crop or something, that will either elongate his hand, or he'll have gloves on it to hide it, or a weapon to hide it, and it's to hide that deformity. And because you did not want to appear weak at any point in time, and so you, in a portrait being taken, you did not want anyone else around the world to know that you had a deformity. Okay. So Queen Victoria's firstborn daughter, Victoria, her line will be the Prussian line. Okay. And that's Victoria and Crown Prince Frederick. This is her son, Wilhelm of Germany. He is the first grandchild of Queen Victoria. His first cousins will include George V of England and the Tsarina Alexandra of Russia. He is distantly related to Tsar Nicholas, and we'll get to that. And he is the leader, the Kaiser of Germany. And after World War One, he will be asked to abdicate, and he will be asked to leave the country, and he will be left out of any treaty decision makings after World War One. All right, this is the second child of Victoria, Prince Albert Edward, Prince of Wales. He will marry Princess Alexandra of Denmark. This is how that they're related to the Tsar, okay? Because she is from Denmark. And they will have 6 children, 5 live to adulthood. His second son will become George V of England. His wife is Princess Alexandra of Denmark, Queen Alexandra of England, and her father was Christian the Ninth of Denmark, and her sister Maria will marry Tsar Alexander the Second. I'm sorry, Tsar Alexander the Third. I can't read today, of Russia, Tsar Nicholas's father. Okay, so her sister will be Nicholas's mother. All right, George V of England. He is the grandson of Queen Victoria. He will be King of England during World War One. He will be in rule at the same time as his cousins, Wilhelm II of Prussia and Nicholas II of Russia. His wife, this is Edward VIII. He is King of England for a very short time. He is the great-grandson of Queen Victoria. He will give up the throne after 11 months to marry a divorced American woman, Wallis Simpson. His younger brother will become King George VI. Divorcees 2, England 0. King George the Sixth is the son of King George V. He's great-grandson of Queen Victoria. This is the father of our current Queen Elizabeth II. All right, so we're going back now to the family of rule in World War One, how we get there. Princess Alice is also a she's also related to Queen Victoria. She is mother to the Tsarina Alexandra Fedorovna of Russia, wife to Tsar Nicholas II. Okay, so this is a daughter of Queen Victoria, and her granddaughter, or her daughter, is granddaughter then to Queen Victoria. I feel like I'm messing this up, and I just need to start again, but we're going to muddle through. And we'll talk about the Tsarina Alexandra in another video. Okay. She's also great-grandmother to the current Prince Consort of England, Philip, husband of Elizabeth. So the present queen, she and her husband are related cousins. Okay. And this is Tsar Nicholas and Tsarina Alexandra. They're cousins. Okay. He is related to her through the Denmark line. And then she is a direct grandchild of Queen Victoria. Okay. So he and his wife are both first cousins to George V of England. It's just through a different line. He is the first cousin to King Haakon and Queen Maud of Norway, cousin to King Constantine of the First of Greece, second cousin to King Frederick William III of Prussia, third cousin to King Frederick II of Prussia, and he and his wife are also cousins. Okay. Tsarina is granddaughter of Queen Victoria. She is the carrier of the gene hemophilia, which I will talk about in their video, and what happened. And this is the Tsar and his cousin, George V, posing. You can tell the difference between the two. This is Tsar Nicholas on your left. Now they would before the war they would all vacation together. They would meet and they would vacation together. They looked just like twin brothers. And this is why that there's going to be so much tension in the war because they're all cousins. They all are related. So when Germany goes to war against both Great Britain and Russia, they're going to war against each other. They're going to war against family. And that's going to be doubly like tough. I mean, like think about your family reunions. You thought your family reunions were tough. Theirs are going to be a lot tougher. And it's going to create a lot of issues. And really, it's going to create a lot of issues when the Romanov family is killed because so many of the royals they really think that they could have done something to prevent it. And maybe they could have. I mean, I think that's a guessing game that nobody wants to play. But this is a very confusing line. It took me forever to get this line correctly. And I'm looking through it. I think I still made a mistake. But I did the best I could on it. But I wanted to post this just only so you could see why it was so confusing about the strain and the tensions of World War One. There was tensions and strain there because they were all related. All right, so my next video, we'll say this one was video number 5, and we'll say the next one is 5.1 because it's about the Romanov family. Will be up shortly, and I hope that I haven't gone too crazy for you guys on this one today. I hope that it was understandable, and we will continue on with the Romanovs.